What's up, people?
I'm so excited. I've been watching you guys forever. So me to be here, it's like so amazing. Thanks for having me.
What's up, people? Dom Senior here. Welcome to the Multifamily Investing Podcast, where we talk about everything real estate related. Please join us. Hope you like it. We want to cover all the topics that you're interested in and that you need to succeed in today's markets. Boom. All right. So we're here with Nudies.
Hi.
Special guest. Everybody knows who she is. She's famous. So what's going on? How's business? How the house is? What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Married life has been well, and now trying to just get the swing of things. I feel like it's been a hard transition to kind of be so busy with one thing and consumed by like planning a wedding, and then like realizing that you kind of like left behind your job and everything.
What about a baby? When you gonna have a baby?
Oh my God, you're like the typical Hispanic.
When you gonna have a baby?
Like, come on.
She has her houses. No, she has a great business. She had a beautiful wedding. She lives in a beautiful house.
I think it's so rude. I feel like I'm so tired of that. Like I get it all the time. Like, oh my God, Marcel, like you look like you're glowing. And I feel I mean, like the other day I uploaded a picture and there were like all these comments about like, I know she's pregnant. Yeah. I know she's
like
pregnant.
Rihanna. She's pregnant.
And I'm like, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's rude. I am not pregnant.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude.
No, I have to get surgery first. So I cannot carry a baby with
get a what is it? Surrogate?
No, I want to carry if God allows me to carry my baby, I would love to carry my baby. So right now I'm trying to get surgery for my ankle and to get healthy, and then
you have problems with ankles?
Yeah, I broke my ankle.
Oh, okay. So what's up with business? How's business? My
business is well.
Everybody's paying rent?
Everybody's paying rent right now. That's a couple of people.
A little late,
but they got a little help. You know, that little help situation that they're going si estaban atrasados de la renta.
Oh, yeah, we had that program.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I got this one lady. She owed me like 10 months. And she paid like $1,400 a month. I got a check for like $14,000. I'm like, holy shit, this is kind of cool.
I got one for like, I think like $15,000.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. I was like,
that was pretty cool.
I was like,
so talk about tenants and talk about our markets. Our markets are considered like C markets, right? Because you have like D markets, which is like Trenton. You got C. So we're between C and B, and then you have A paper. Like A properties that the customers are like pay on the first of the month, direct deposit. Where our markets are a little different, where we have to go pick up the rent like 3 times sometimes.
Yeah. So personally, for me, when I first started, I was very hands-on, and I felt like I had to go every time. But I kind of have transitioned into more of a modern lifestyle. Since I moved, I'm no longer in Bergen County or in Passaic County. I live in Essex County. I don't want to be driving all the time. So I have an account and trying to get more.
Do they do it? Are they good with that?
They're everybody's depositing in the account.
That's pretty cool.
I actually told them every house has an account, first of all. And then the ones that are a little bit of a troublemaker, that they kind of always, constantly are late, I do the Cash App for them or Zelle.
Whatever, right.
Exactly. So I'm like, fine. I know that you can't make it to the freaking bank. Can you just Cash App or Zelle? Can you manage that?
Right.
So for the longest, they've been at it. And I feel like that's my introduction as soon as I rent to you.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I have customers say they pay $1,500.
Yeah.
They'll give me like $500.
I don't
500,
do that. I don't do that.
And then another $500.
No.
But if I don't go pick up that $500 like today, if I go tomorrow, they have like $250 because they went out. They'll go out. They'll go to Bonfire and go like. They'll go to Bonfire and spend their money. And then I see them, bro. And I see them. I go to Bonfire. I'm like, bro, you owe me like.
I'll be tight.
You owe me like $2,000. He owes me $2,000 and he's buying bottles at Bonfire. I'm like,
no,
bro. You can't pay your rent and you're buying like 3 bottles.
You don't understand. If you don't pay me my rent,
right?
Like
you get gangster.
I am so gangster.
Like give me an example.
Like I'm.
I say I'm late. I'm late. I can't
You're late.
pay.
I'm knocking at your door.
For real?
For real. Like one time, one of my tenants had to like pull me. Like
You have to be tough like that.
I am. I grabbed the fire extinguisher from the stairs. I went down like a level. I remember when I was knocking on her door that, I saw something that I could hit the door with.
Right.
And I literally went and grabbed the fire extinguisher and I started like breaking the door.
But I know you're married. You're a beautiful woman, and you get gangster like that.
Like that. I was.
And you still get like that?
If she would have opened that door, I would have beat her ass.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You can get in trouble. You go to jail.
I don't know. I don't. I embarrass people. Like the.
And you say it loud. You're like, la renta.
No, like the day before that. No, it was like 2 days before that happened.
Really? Well, I gotta go with you one of these days and film you.
She opened the door. The tenant opened the door. And
I'm never gonna rent an apartment.
And I literally went into. She didn't want to open the door. I kept knocking until she opened the door. And when I go inside, she has visitors, and she's completely. She can't even look at me in her eyes. And whoever she's with there, I didn't even know the person. I said to her. And to him, do you know she owes me rent? Do you know she has like 6 months without paying me rent? And I'm like, and you're here, she hasn't paid me rent, she hasn't paid me rent. And like, I'll embarrass you to the day I die. So you better not owe me rent. Like, I'm not.
I would have been that guest. I would have been like, I'll give her the rent. I'll give her the rent. So like, so this landlord won't like beat her up.
No, I literally like. I feel like I don't know. I.
You think you have to be tough?
I do. I feel like, and it's tough for me because I feel like I have to have this dual personality, and sometimes it's so hard to take off the jacket and be nice and kind. And sometimes, I feel like I have had to be this person for as long I can remember, and then when I come home, I'm trying to be somebody else.
I get it, and I talk about that all the time where. Very successful women are like tough, right? Because they have to be tough in order to succeed.
There's no other
right?
way.
But and then when they get home, sometimes they're still tough, and men will be like, "Damn, girl's like too tough."
Yeah,
you know
my husband is like, sometimes he'll tell me, he's like, "Damn, Marcel, like you're fucking tough," and I don't want to be tough. I want to be, and I try. Don't
lose your femininity because
I know. So that's why I'm constantly like trying to. Again, like detach myself a little bit more. Like I feel like the fact that I'm not picking up the rent and they're depositing it also kind of gives me a sense of I don't have to see them. I don't have to be in this role and this persona.
But when you were picking up the rents, though, you would go and see things that the reason I go pick up the rents is because when I go to the properties, I see things and I get it cleaned up. Yeah. Sometimes if you don't go to a property for like 2 months, when you go, you're like, oh my God, it looks so dirty because the tenants don't take care of the property. So when you go pick up the rent, it's almost like an inspection / picking up the rent.
I kind of have like, I have developed this, thank God for that, but like I kind of have a super / tenant in each property. And I give that responsibility depending, how I see them, how their behavior. So I have like one tenant that she is so
She's good.
Yeah, like she's meticulous about if they're putting stuff in the hallway, if there's garbage, they send me pictures. I mean, I have tenants.
She's happy that she's a super.
So they send me pictures. They're constantly like, what is this? And I'll send the picture to the whole entire building. And it's like, whose garbage it is? Like, I need to know. Yeah. Like, and everyone's like, it's not mine. It's not mine.
You don't want me to go over there and kick somebody's door down. Don't be putting that shit there no more.
Yeah, so, it happens, but
I'm so every time I see you, I'm so proud of you. You did this all alone. You did it, single, right?
Yeah.
You did it while you were single, and you built a nice portfolio. How old were you when you first got your first house?
I was like, I want to think I was like 23 years old.
23 years old, and you bought your first house.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
But
cool.
I was lucky. I was so lucky.
How much was that house? Give me an example.
190.
How much did you put down?
I put 3.5% down.
So that was like $12,000.
Yeah, but hey, I didn't have $12,000 back then. I had to really.
But it was $12,000.
Yeah, around there. Yeah, whatever was 3.5% of 190. That's what I put. Plus
what year was that
costs.
in?
I was.
Just give me,
I don't know. I want to think it was.
Well, it's easy if you tell me how old you are now.
Yeah, I'm 34.
Right,
I
so
don't lie, but
yeah,
so
that was 12 years ago.
Yeah, I don't want to lie about my age.
2022, 12 years ago was 2010. So now that house is worth what?
Right now, I just refinanced in the house. The first house is worth $480.
So how cool is that? So you bought a house for $190 and it's worth 480 now.
I know, and
That's beautiful.
and that house helped me purchase my third house.
Right. So you refinanced.
I refinanced. This is my second time refinancing the same freaking house.
That's pretty cool. So you refinanced the house and then you bought another one and then you bought another one and you refinanced that and you kept on doing it.
Yeah, and now I'm in the
So I'm proud of you. So, it's funny because sometimes you're like, Dom, I'm scared, right? You tell me that you're scared, right? But I tell you, don't be scared because you've done so well up to now. Continue to trust your instincts because you've done so well and you're so successful and you want to graduate, right?
I do. I want to graduate, but I am constantly scared of the market that we're in. So
Right.
I
It's
do
a little
recognize,
overheated.
so I recognize that it's not back then. I do recognize all the changes and how I was very lucky. And I didn't have the knowledge that I have now, so it makes me more aware, more scared, and also I have more to lose than before. Like like you said, I didn't even have the $12,000, so I had nothing to lose if I lost the house. If I didn't, now I have a portfolio that I care about. So
it's funny that you say that because I think in 2008 I lost almost all my money. I lost like a couple of million.
Did you cry?
Nah.
Oh my God, I would have cried.
So
but
I think I lost like $3 million, right?
Wow.
And I had very little money left. I didn't have a lot, right? But I made it back. Like I remember one year I did I recovered like $1.5 million in 1 year. I was like, oh, I lost 3, but I got 1.5 this year.
Yeah.
And then I was able to recover. But the reason I say that and I mention that is because the markets were overheated back then. And you kind of see something similar to this now. Houses that were 190, 500. Now you're like, hey, this market's high. So you do have to worry. But you want to go into buildings now, right?
I do. I want to move and transition into something a little bit bigger. I'm interested in growing professionally and doing something that builds me up to the next level. And it's not so much a financial gain for me at this point. I just want to grow. I want to feel cool. Like I'm growing. Like I want to learn more.
Well, the way you did it was kind of cool, right? And I always tell people, it's like, hey, you do your first house. It's like being in the first grade, and then you go to third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. So the way you're doing it is kind of cool. So you started with the houses. You did a bunch of renovations. By the way, your houses are always so beautiful. Your designs are also really nice. I like it.
Thank you.
You have a nice touch.
Thank you.
So, but the way you're doing it, and you're going to be going into, going into the buildings now, hopefully in 2022 or 2023, is the right thing to do, and you're going to be fine. Don't be afraid because you have the experience.
No,
it's just a little different.
I think that it has nothing to do with the experience, just inflation. I feel like it's not the world that we're living in right now. It's just scary for us to be in this field, and you're kind of like, should I hold on to my little dimes or should I put them out there? Or you're thinking that everything is gonna, the market's gonna crash. I need giving, like, we're in war, or is a war gonna happen? And
there's a lot to think about.
A lot,
and everything's so expensive.
It's like, what is the right thing to do nowadays? And constantly my brain is.
It's funny that you say that because we do a lot of new construction, and I would buy lumber, right? So my lumber cost that, say, it was $30,000, right? Say 2 years ago. Yeah. Now when I go, it's like $55,000.
I know that if we knew, we would have just bought wood.
So
stack that shit up.
So you can, and I tell people, you can overpay for the property and then spend a lot of money on the construction.
Correct.
Because you buy the house, very expensive, all the land, and then you build it. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And then when you finish it, it's going to be almost the same price as the market value. So you have to be careful that you don't overpay for anything, because say you buy a land or a building and then you do the total renovations, the cost of materials and labor has gone up. So you're projecting, say, 700, 800 on the renovations, and it's mill one. You know what I mean?
I know.
So you have to be careful. And I always tell people, don't overpay for anything, because to build, it's expensive.
I know. And I feel like the only thing that I'm looking at when considering deals is definitely going old school and not going to like a broker. I think that going to a traditional bank and getting a low APR it's the way to go right now, because that's the only thing that we can control. We can control inflation. We can control these prices. But if you actually save on interest because you went, the difficult route, trying to get approved by a traditional bank,
right.
Maybe you save up on that, and that's a good chunk. Correct.
But the other thing, instead of doing buildings, you could just continue to buy, ugly houses.
I know.
But the problem with the ugly houses is I probably spend around $2,000-$3,000 a month in marketing, right?
Yeah.
So that's like $36,000 a year. And I said, we buy houses. And I only get like 5 of those a year, ugly houses that at really good prices, but the profit margins are like 100,000 each one. So if I only do 5, I'm good for like $500,000.
Yeah.
So, you don't really have to do a building. You can just continue to do houses and just look for old houses, because it's easy to get into. You have the experience, and it's easy to get out because everybody could buy it with a.
That's what I'm fighting myself with. Right. I'm fighting myself whether should I continue the path that I'm on,
right,
or should I try something new and develop myself to learn new skills. So
the reason I say that is because I was offered like a CVS in a strip mall in Connecticut, East Hartford, and they wanted like, I don't know, a couple of $1 million, like $4 or $5 million. But they put this thing on it called the cap rate, which is you invest your money and you get 5-6%. That's what you get. The profit margin is like 6%, right? 5-6%. But when I look at my rate of returns on my small houses, they're not 5-6%. They're like 30, 40, 50%.
I know.
So I'm looking at the two, and I'm like, yeah, I want to own the land where the CVS is.
It sounds good on paper.
Yeah, so I can pull up to a mall and I own the strip mall.
Yes.
But my profit margins are more on the little houses.
Yes.
Where I'm picking up bigger rate of returns than me putting all this money into a strip mall. So
that's what I'm considering right now.
You look at those two and you say, I'm going to stick with my houses because they're more profitable. But in your case, you're so good at what you do and you build beautiful homes that you could just buy 4 or 5 ugly houses a year, make $100,000 a year on one house.
I know, which is what I'm doing.
And do 5 and you're good for $500,000. And you do as many as you feel comfortable. You could do 2, you could do 3. And then the other thing is you never know when you're going to get them, because you're like, hey, I'm looking for a house at a good price in a good neighborhood, but they don't show up. And then sometimes you get 5 of them like in one
right
shot.
Away. I know. I'm battling between those two. I think that the only reason why I'm leaning towards the building is just for personal development, and just for me to know I did that, and I would love to be able to say I did that. I own. It's
like a Lego set.
Yeah.
You build it up and then you knock it down and then you build something else.
Yeah. So but I have to let go of that ego, because maybe it's my ego that kind of wants to do that. I don't even. Sometimes I'm constantly talking to myself.
Right. You talk to yourself.
I talk to myself all day.
That's
my best friend and my little It's just which one is it?
Yeah.
Are you truly doing it because you want this personal development, or is it because you need it for yourself? Like, you feel like you deserve something like that. That's the next step. Or it should be strictly about money.
Do you get bored? Are you saying that if you found another house or 2-3 houses, they're too easy for you already? You feel like it's
no. The thing is, like, I kind of wanted something like just all once together. I as you know, I manage my own properties, so I really wanted to do something that would change everything, and I don't want to manage them anymore.
Well, when you play Monopoly, they always say, right, you get 5 houses and then you get the little houses and then you get them, you get a bigger building. So you take those 5 and you sell them and then you buy one big one and then, you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to do. And I'm also in the position, because I just refinanced, that I can do the building and I could do, a couple of other houses. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not limiting myself. Whatever happens. I'm open if I find the small houses, and that's the way, I'm just going to let time speak to me.
Let it flow, right?
Exactly. If the deal makes sense.
Hey, I got a house for you. I got a house in Bergenfield you should buy.
In Bergenfield? Wow, Bergenfield's good.
Yeah. A little one family. I'll sell it to you for cheap. Because I got
How much? What's cheap?
Honestly, can I tell you the numbers?
Yeah.
I think I paid $330.
$330. Okay.
Maybe an offer. You can take it. You got a demo. Everything is nobody lives there. It's messed up. You got to just renovate everything.
Renovate, but do I have to do an extension or build?
I recommend, because it's a cape. So if you take the cape, right, you knock off the second floor and then you add another level, and then you put the roof on it, so you could double the square footage. I heard that the ARV is going to be like 650 to 700. So, and to build that, I think you could build that for like 150, 160. So
maybe you could do even the construction.
I could do that, but I'll send you my guys. But if you want,
if you send me the address, I'll go look at it.
I'll give you the address, but because I have like 6 or 7 of them right now.
This is one of the things that I did want to do. So in my plans right now was to kind of like do a building. So I kind of wanted to divide the money into different projects. One of them was to do a one family, because I want to become more of a listing agent. So I wanted to at least do a couple flips a year where I buy them under LLC and then I'm able to list them. And also because I love design. So I was like,
this would be pretty cool for you, because I think the house has, say, 1,200 square feet, right? But if you add another level, it's 2,400 square feet. So you're building, and it's going to be different from what you're doing now, because what you're doing now is just popping out the kitchen, popping out the bathroom, and putting everything back in. Whereas this one, you're going to be adding square footage, and then you're going to start everything from scratch, and you could put in the new electricity, the new plumbing, the new everything. Everything goes in brand new. Yeah. And I think that'll be a cool process for you. So you should consider it. I'll give you the address, and if you want to buy it.
Look at that. Look at what we're doing.
Yeah, we're doing a deal right now. We're doing a deal right now.
Sounds good.
Then we got to start negotiating, because I paid $330, I think, for the house. $325, $330. I have to check. But
don't try to change the price on me later on.
I'll show it to you. It's public record anyway. But I'm glad you came by. And just keep doing what you're doing. Trust the instincts, because if the little guy tells you don't do it, because that's your protection. Yeah. But if you say, I'm gonna do it, and you've succeeded before, just keep doing what you're doing. You're very successful. I'm proud of you. We'll support you in anything you need, anytime, anything you need. We'll send you.
You know what I think. I want to end it by saying, like, I'm so lucky to have so many people that I could call for, and cool. that they can give me their opinion without asking anything in return. I feel like it's so good to,
like the roof there, like the roof guy sent you.
Yeah.
What was the first quote?
I think he quoted me.
Your first quote was how much?
Oh, it was so much more.
Give me a number.
I think it was like 23,000.
And how much did my guy give it to you?
I think he did it for like, I think it was like 18, 17,
bro,
right?
23,000. I got it for she got it for 18 with my guy.
How much was
it? Saved the 5,000.
I don't even know if it was cheaper. He would remember. Caesar, how much was it?
For the roof?
The roof. How much he charged me?
22. Well, him?
Yeah, the guy. Was it 16, 17, something?
So 17,
and she had at 22 and higher.
And higher.
So I saved you. You call me.
Yeah,
one phone call, $5,000.
I know. And he became my roof guy, because I didn't have a roof guy. So he did. He has done so many other stuff. Yeah, very honest, very chill.
Oh yeah, that's the house.
That's the house.
Yeah, got to knock off the roof and build it up. Wow, beautiful. And I got the plans. I
like that the driveway already has stone and pretty. So
yeah. And it's a good block, and it's not too far from the country club. But let me know if you want to do that deal.
Okay.
Easy. That'll be easy for you. That'll be real easy for you.
Very easy.
But again, keep going, baby.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And I haven't met Zach yet. I have to meet Zach one of these days.
You will.
All right, cool. All right.
Thank you for joining.
Take care. Bye, people.
Bye-bye.